Yeah.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you see me?
No.
All right. That's fine. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, can hear you.
All right. I think we're good now.
I still don't see you.
Okay. You should be good once we start. I'm going to start the intro.
All right.
This is Joe Crispin, former Penn State and professional basketball player. You are listening to the Mark Lesko Podcast.
I think you said that he could have gotten more separation.
There were some technique fundamentals in the receiver that weren't perfect in the 80s. I had to throw a few points of criticism.
You hate to see a game that was where there was that many points scored and was that exciting and that many swings in momentum, etc. effectively get ended by ref.
What was it like playing in March Madness? I mean, we have it going on right now.
But playing there was amazing. I mean, like that's kind of your whole goal is to just be a part of that. It's such a special thing where the whole country is tuning in and anything is really possible, you know.
When you first started playing football, you know, did you always want to play in college?
No, I was growing up. I was a big baseball guy. Loved baseball. And then 8th grade, I remember I got a call from my uncle, Coach Nagel. He's like, hey, I got the job. And I was just like, all right, I'll play football for you.
Like the video if you like the video. Ring the notification bells. Have a phenomenal weekend. As always, we'll catch you in the next one.
You are listening to the Mark Lesko Podcast, a podcast by diehard fans for fans. It's as honest and as raw as sports talk can be. Thank you for listening to the Mark Lesko Podcast.
Hey, everybody, this is Greg Garrity.
So Anthony Lottie will punt it away from the 41. Greg Garrity is the deep man for Penn State at the 10-yard line.
Former Penn State receiver and 2016 Big Ten champion. You're listening to the best Penn State Nittany Lion podcast, the Mark Lesko Podcast.
All right, Brett.
What's going on?
Hold on a second. Let me flip this around. I think we're good. Yeah. Welcome in, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming back on. So post game once again for Penn State, West Virginia. Got the dub pretty happy about that. Overall, it was a good performance. I mean, 5 touchdowns. Oh, man. I really wish we would have gotten 40 points. But, I mean, the offense looked really good. But, yeah, go ahead, Brett.
No, you're good. I was just going to say we could have had more than 40 points. But, Franklin, he's not going to put it on. He's going to get young guys experience. They put all the backups in halfway through the fourth quarter. You had Cam Walsh running the ball, which he looked pretty good. He got a couple decent ones. Bo was in there playing quarterback, just doing his running. He had a good run. So, yeah, they weren't going to put it on him anymore. They're not. Ohio State will just stump Akron the whole game. Penn State's not like that. They'll pull guys out, and But, yeah. Very solid performance. The first half was really good. Well, the second quarter was good. The first quarter, 0-0. There were some struggles on both teams for sure. I think people just had to get the jitters out, and the passing game came alive, and then the running game didn't really come alive till the second half, and Nick Singleton got going, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, overall, man, it was really good performance. I mean, I think really what it came down to was, okay, so my bet, first and foremost, the bet I chose didn't hit, which sucks, but because I had the spread minus 9.5 plus the over. They score one more touchdown. They hit that over. The delay, okay, really, really, really put the brakes on everything. I mean, we came out and scored 2 more touchdowns. It was a total of 3 touchdowns after the delay. And if that doesn't happen, I think we put up 50, really, honestly, with the way they were going, the way they were rolling. Penn State definitely puts up 40 points. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, easily.
But overall, the offense looked good. I'm optimistic. I know a lot of you, are going to say, like, we look good. I mean, 40 points really doesn't matter. But to me, on the scoreboard, 34-12 or whatever it was, it just looks better. Like Ohio State right now, okay? I'm watching Ohio State right now. They're up 52-3. I know that's Akron, but that's the kind of scores I want to see. I want to see like 45-12, 52-12, because that really makes a statement. And again, we don't put up 40 points on West Virginia, which, again, we dominated that game. The defense was absolutely unbelievable. They didn't even give up a touchdown, dude, because that one touchdown wasn't even a touchdown. So, I mean, obviously they did get it, but they didn't even really score it. You know what I mean? So even then they stopped them. I don't know if they would have like scored after that, on 4th down, but they didn't even score. So the defense was unbelievable.
They got that lucky 4th and 10 pass in the red zone. So, like, I was kind of actually upset about that. I wanted them to, like, just miss the pass completely. It was a good pass, so, I mean, I'll give them that. But that actually burnt me out because I didn't want them to score a touchdown at all. I feel you. But like we were saying, it's Akron for the Ohio State game, and the weather is perfect in that game. They didn't have a delay. There's so many more moving parts in the Penn State game. So, I mean, the game never looked close for Penn State, West Virginia, other than the first quarter. So, I mean, the score, I know what you mean, 34-12, whatever it was. But the people who watched that game know it wasn't even that close. Like, the score doesn't even replicate what Penn State did to them. Like, that Gilbert Smith with the strip sack, man, I like to see that. The defense got going there at the end. I was happy to see that.
Hold on, Brett. Can you say something real quick?
Yep. Hello?
You cut out.
Can you hear me now?
All right. Yeah. That was... Okay. I think we're good now. I don't know what happened, but can you just repeat what you just said, Brett?
Yeah, I was saying about Smith Vilbert. It was good to see how he hasn't played in how long, and then he comes right in 6'6", 292 pounds, moving around the corner. Aaron Darnold just strip sacks it, man. So that was good.
Yeah. Yeah, overall, man, it was a really good. I mean, it was fun to watch first and foremost, and then you've got the, you got the fact that West Virginia, the buzzsaw that Pat McAfee was talking about, that didn't pan out. So, yeah. So, I mean, that's one thing I was going to say, Brett, was Pat McAfee was talking about how it's going to be a buzzsaw. And then, first of all, he said it was going to be a buzzsaw. West Virginia was talking crap. Every commentator on Fox was pretty much saying Penn State's going to have such a hard time against the crowd. And first of all, it wasn't a buzzsaw. I would like to know what those. I think those. I tweeted at Pat McAfee. I said, was that buzzsaw made of little Tyke tires? Because we certainly didn't run into a buzzsaw. That's for sure. So,
and the crowd wasn't even like that effective. I mean, compared to what we have in Happy Valley, like that was a pathetic excuse for a crowd, to be honest with you. I mean, we took the crowd out of it too. So I mean, they can't be hooting and hollering when we were up a couple scores in the first half, and then they left after the rain. They didn't even stay, and the Penn State fans stayed. So,
well, you know what else is funny about that is the fact that like, after the delay, the crowd was completely gone, and it's like you guys were all hyped about this game. Some rain hit, and then the stands were empty after that, and it was all Penn State people pretty much. I know they were down, but they could have come back. Like there was people tweeting about 2017 Michigan State when Deshaun Hamilton was a meme because like
the PTSD was coming back for that one.
Yeah, because they blew it after that. They killed their playoff hopes because of that. So a lot of stuff could have happened, but the fans all bailed. And I don't know, man. It's just West Virginia. I just don't understand where a lot of their smack talk came from. I mean, they were very confident going into this game. I'm not exactly sure why, but they were, and it didn't work out. So
I mean, it's weird because like the hype for them came out of nowhere, kind of. But at the same time, it didn't, because they did finish strong at the end of the last year, but they played a bunch of nobodies. Like the quarterbacks that they beat were people I've never heard of. They played like Baylor and like some horrible teams at the end of the year, and they beat them. Nick Singleton, man, 13 carries, 114 yards, 8.8 yards per carry, touchdown. Harrison Wallace, 5 catches, 117 yards, 2 touchdowns. I don't even think he played in the second half, really, because he didn't have to. And they probably want to keep him healthy because he's had problems staying healthy. So I'm glad they didn't play him. The one thing I would have liked to see would have been some targets. I don't even know, was Liam Clifford out there? I didn't really see him much. I'm sure he was out there, and then Julian Fleming, he had some good blocks, but other than Amari Evans and Tyler Warren and Katron, no other receivers caught the ball. But I don't think their plan was to pass it much at all in the second half anyways. It just rained a bunch. It was probably pretty wet. You don't want to just throw the rock around if you don't have to. You want to start burning some clock and get the run game going, which they did. I think the run game was a little suspect in the first half. I didn't see good run blocking at all. But the pass blocking for like basically 2 new starters at tackle looked really solid. So
so I'm looking at the stats here, Brett. Drew Aller had 3 touchdowns, 216 yards, 11 for 17.
Mm-hmm.
Bo Previola had a rushing or a passing touchdown. Singleton had a rushing touchdown. I thought Singleton had 2 touchdowns, so it was 4 passing, 1 run. Singleton still had a very good game, even though the pass block or the run blocking really wasn't there. Even Big Fat looked good. Katron, And then Cam Wallace actually had more yards than him. Bo Prabula had more yards than Big Fat. Even Drew had more yards than him. So overall, very good performance. Garrett Green, the Heisman hopeful, had 0 touchdowns. Their highest receiver was 42 yards, 1 touchdown. And then they had a couple field goals. I mean, absolutely pathetic performance by West Virginia. I mean, they were all talk, obviously. We knew that, but and again, man, like I really do wish that we would have had just more points. That's all. You know what I mean? Like I just wish.
Yeah, trust me, I want that too. But we know Franklin by now. Like you know deep down he's not running up the score. The only way he's going to score is if they run it and keep getting first downs and they keep running it. Then they would have scored, sure. But when it's 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, they're going to run the ball if they're already up big. So that's what happened. Like whenever it was 3rd and long, they just gave it to Cam or let Bo run it. And sometimes they would get the first down, sometimes they wouldn't. Trust me, I wanted them to air it out on those 3rd downs so they can at least try to make a push. And then they missed a field goal. Now we didn't bring that up yet. It was like a 45-yarder or something, but Zahadak, that's the guy they pulled last year. He missed those 2 field goals against West Virginia, and they pulled him. He needed to make that for confidence, and he couldn't do it. So that wasn't a good look.
Yeah, see, right after they missed that, he missed that. I was going to message you. We need a kicker, and that could be the headline of this podcast is we need a kicker. I mean, that was a horrible kick. I mean, it's nothing against this kid. He was the number 1 kicker in his class. Yep. I mean, that was a horrible kick. It wasn't even close. And I mean, dude, like that's so bad. Honestly.
Well, they have Chase Meyer from Tulsa they brought in, and then they have Ryan Barker, their walk-on. I mean, they're probably going to try one of them to see what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like if Zahadak couldn't do it, that's the next man up mentality, and they're going to have to give them a go at it, see if they can hit something. So I think we'll see. I'm sure there won't be many field goal opportunities against Bowling Green. We should be able to get a bunch of touchdowns against them, but maybe you'll see them stop us on a round and on a 3rd down, and we'll try a different kicker. So we'll see what's up.
Someone just commented, "Hi, my cousin is Egan Boyer."
Oh, nice. Egan Boyer is a true freshman offensive tackle. I don't know if he played it all at the end there, but there's a lot of hype about him. He's put on some weight. He's like 6'7". He's got length. He's 6'7". Like might be like up to 275 now, something like that. From North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a cool recruit. Yeah,
he's a big dude too.
Yeah.
He's like 6'7", I think. He's that guy that I think he's a 3-star. So
high 3-star. Yep.
It's good to have you on. Diddy Party. Yeah. That's the name of their YouTube.
Diddy Party.
So I don't know if it's real or not, but I
yeah,
mean that'd be a random person to pick as your cousin if it wasn't really your cousin. So, but
no, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
but yeah, man, just going back over the stats again. I mean, overall, it was a really good performance. I mean,
what's the defense look like? Because I know Tony Rojas had a sack there at the
So we had 6 tackles for loss. We had 2 sacks.
Yeah.
35 solo tackles, 69 total tackles.
2 forced fumbles, yep.
Yeah. So
KJ Winston looked really good. Jalen Reed looked really good.
Yeah, I just want to say this about our secondary.
They looked good.
That was an unbelievable game. I mean, they looked really good. I mean, the competition level in that secondary is just unmatched right now. I don't know if you heard I
was going to bring that up from Jalen Kimber. Fox probably wasn't ready for that, and they didn't say anything about it. They just
they did
go, but it was loud. It was right on there.
I thought when I heard that, I thought, man, like
they might flag him or something.
Like, well, he's talking to him like that, and I thought it was good because he's talking smack to the guy, and it's like 4th quarter.
Yeah,
I mean they're competing like that till the end. I mean to say that like you're deep in competition. Like you know what I mean? Like you're very fired up. And the fact that he's still going that hard at that point in the game is a really good sign. But here's the thing that I've always looked for in a Penn State team coached by James Franklin is having an attitude, having like that edge that you need, like Ohio State. You know, have that confidence, have that edge, have that just I don't know what the word is. Like
that it factor is what it is. Yeah, that it factor. Yeah,
just having that confidence and that competition to where you're like, I don't care who we're playing, we're gonna shut you down, and you don't have a shot.
Yeah,
and just to see them doing that clear to the end was, I thought, a really good sign. And our secondary should scare every quarterback in the nation. I mean, our defense, they didn't take a step back.
And the biggest problem, though, that needs to get cleaned up, which let West Virginia on the field longer than they should have been, way too many false starts, man, by Dennis Sutton, Abdul Carter. They need to relax a little bit. I'm sure they'll get they were just hype, they just wanted to get after it. But you can't do that against the ranked teams. You can't do that against Ohio State or USC when we go and play them. You could ruin a game that way. You can't do that. So they got to clean that up. I thought the secondary looked fantastic. Even Elliott Washington, he ran that route for that guy and picked it off there at the end. So that was good to see. Yeah, they didn't lay over at all. They kept going. So
yeah, and like I said, like the fact, because here's one because I just wanted to say again, we lost you on the camera, Brett?
No, I just had to sneeze quick. We're good.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, when that happened, like with when they picked up that sound, I wish that we kind of heard more of what they said when stuff's going on, because when you're in like deep competition like that and it's in the end, I just wish we heard some of the stuff that they were saying, because when they picked that up, that it just really, I don't know, for me it just really told me, like, man, they're still going hard right now.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I'm sure there's a lot of smack talk on the field. I'm sure there was a lot of stuff coming from the defense. I'm sure there was a lot of smack talk between West Virginia's O-line and our D-line and stuff. I mean, Abdul, he got rocked on like the second play of the game. He got kicked in the throat by the kicker. I mean, they were definitely going after him, but especially after that first touchdown, dude, when I messaged you, like, I'm just like, there's no way that this team isn't better than West Virginia. They're so good, and it wasn't even close of a competition. It wasn't even remotely close.
No.
And Garrett Green, I mean, again, his stats, he
not great.
He didn't do really much at all. I mean, he
barely ran, and that's his thing.
Yeah. So
also Abdul Carter, real quick, he was going against an NFL left tackle. That left tackle that West Virginia has, he's one of the best left tackles in the country right now, from what people are saying. So he went against good competition, like solid competition. So,
well, you got Deny. He was definitely a force, but between him and Deny and Abdul, they had 2 tackles total. But their presence there, they literally have 2 potential first round picks at their ends. I mean, this defense is unbelievably stacked. It's not even funny how good this defense can be. And our secondary is absolutely stacked. We got to stay healthy, but my goodness, dude, if our offense, and I think there towards the end, like when they didn't score after, their last touchdown, they kind of, they had a little drive, and then they sputtered out. I don't think they were trying that hard because they didn't have to, but I really want to see Ohio or Penn State score points. I mean, man, they should have put up 40. I wish, just for the thing just for the fact that it looks good on paper. Because like Ohio State, what was the final score of the Ohio State game? I'll pull it up here. But you got Ohio State, they're winning freaking 52-3. I mean, that's 52-6. I mean, that's a crazy score. And that's what I want to see from Penn State. But they were playing a much better opponent than Ohio State. But
Ohio State was at home. It's a home game too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we could have put up more. Like I was saying, we could have if we wanted to, but we stopped throwing the ball. Drew Lar didn't even throw the ball in the second half. Maybe I think he threw 1 or 2 passes. That's it, because they didn't have to. And then both threw 1 pass, and it was a touchdown to Tyler Warren. So the light on this is.
Yeah. So overall, Brett, what are your biggest takeaways from the game?
I'm not worried about the defense, and just like we thought, we weren't going to be worried about it. Tom Allen, you can see he was hyped and pumped up and ready to go. I think he called a good game, and I was actually watching a little bit of T. Frank went on live because of the long weather delay after the first half, and he was saying Tom Allen wasn't even doing Tom Allen stuff. He was just doing basic cover 3 and cover 1 stuff because we didn't have to do anything crazy because our defense is that good. And then Kobe King, we didn't even mention Kobe King yet. Kobe King was a force. He was all over the place.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Tony Rojas got the ball rolling in the second half. He looked a little bit better. I think he had a couple mistakes in the first half, but nothing crazy. You know what I mean? But yeah, just got to clean up some penalties, which that's a first game. I mean, the Michigan State game the other night, there were like 6 million penalties in that game. Couple different targets. That was a sloppy game compared to what we did today. The offense looks good. I do want to see other receivers get involved, which I think will happen in the second game. We play Bowling Green next week. That shouldn't be an issue at all. So I do want to see some other guys get involved. See Julian get some touches. See Liam Clifford get some touches. Maybe see some other tight ends get involved as well. They were on the field. There was a pass to Luke Reynolds. It was like a little just out route, like a little short out route. But Drew was getting pressured, so he just lobbed it and overthrew him a little bit, which was fine. But yeah, I want to see more run game. Except for those 2 big runs from Singleton, there weren't enough like 8 or 10 yard runs. They were just 4 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards. The run blocking has to be a little bit better, but I think they'll get better with time. So,
well, what I never thought would happen is that we would come out throwing the ball, and we did. We came out throwing the ball. And Joel Klatt said that. He said, instead of coming out and running the ball like people thought they probably would, they came out and started throwing the ball.
Yep.
And do you think against Ohio State, against USC, Washington, are we going to be able to throw the ball, especially against Ohio State? They got Caleb Downs and freaking was it Trayvon Burke on the secondary, like probably 2 first-round picks.
I think we'll be able to throw some. I mean, if Trey Wallace can keep it up and stay healthy, I think he can get open against anybody. You know what I mean? But when it comes to Ohio State, I think we're gonna have to figure out a game plan to get the ground game going first, for sure. If we can't run it on Ohio State, it's going to be an issue because we're not just going to be able to light it up like we did today in the first half. That's kind of what happened. We weren't running great, so we lit it up against them with Drew. If that happens against Ohio State, we can't get the ball rolling in the run game. We'll become one-dimensional, or we might not become any dimensional. So if we can't run the ball, so I think we can. I think Tyler Warren should have been involved more today. He had 2 catches, I think, but he's kind of that safety blanket. I want to see him get involved more, which I think he can. It was game 1. Maybe the game plan wasn't really much to get him open. I have no idea, but we'll have to see against USC. Even if their defense improved a little bit, it was so horrific last year. I don't see why we wouldn't be able to throw it on them. I think we'll be fine there. USC or UCLA and Washington shouldn't be an issue to throw it on them. We'll just have to wait and see. It's 1 game sample size. There were some promising things. The biggest thing was the explosive plays. Last year against West Virginia, I think we had a couple explosive plays, but not like today. So
I think against these better teams, running the ball, I think what we're going to have to really improve on is the run game, the run blocking. But I do think that we can pass against just about anybody. I mean, Aller's arm looked really good today. He looks way more confident.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the way they were throwing the ball, the way they were executing was really good. Now, one thing that was really making me mad, and first of all, they went for 2 on the first touchdown. I don't know what that was.
I don't think any of us know what the heck happened there. That was bad.
I think they were just trying to show West Virginia, like, we can go for 2 with our backup quarterback. They had Bo Prabula and a receiver, quarterback, like running back, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they utilized him. I mean, he's a weapon. Why not use him? He's like a Taysom Hill, basically. And then, like early on, some of the play calling, like that third down, they ran like a little like halfback draw.
It was like 3rd and 8 or something.
Yeah, I mean, yes, that can happen. That can be executed. They could run it for a touchdown, but the way they were blocking, it was a terrible call. So I'd like to see some better play calling where on first down they get a chunk and then they run it up the middle or something and they get like 2 yards and it's like 3rd and 2, 3rd and 4. Yeah. It's like they need to avoid 3rd down, especially on the road. We really want to see them avoid 3rd down, but I don't even know if we'll have a line for next week. I'm sure we will, but I'd imagine it's probably gonna be like 40 plus. And
35.
Penn State's gonna cover that.
Yeah.
I think it might be like a little bit like Delaware last year where we beat them like 63-0, almost put up 70 on them. So I do think this offense is improved enough right now to put up that many points on the road in a hostile environment after a delay when we didn't really know what was going to happen with the offense. I mean, we were optimistic, but you can't truly know with a new offensive coordinator. So I do think it's looking good to where we're going to compete absolutely against every team that we play. But again, against Ohio State, what's the offense going to do? How are they going to execute? Are they going to make us all mad by running horrible play calls, almost getting like skittish against a good team? We know the defense is going to be fine. But again, like today, with the way our defense performed, dude, we could have beat them like 60-12. I mean, we could have put up so many points.
And the defense is just getting started. It's only going to get better. I mean, it's
absolutely.
Going to get
absolutely.
It's going to get good.
Tom Allen's defense today, I mean, they had a lot of good 4th down stops. I mean, they really, really, really set the tone. It reminded me a little bit of Scrap's old defense, a little too conservative. I mean, we did have some turnovers, but I wanted to see a couple more turnovers. You know what I mean? Like, it seemed like almost a little conservative.
But we had 2 turnovers. Yeah, we had.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. More than last year when we played them, we didn't get any turnovers off.
Yeah.
So, but I know what you mean. And that one interception was
defense. That's all they did was attack the ball. There's like a magnet in the ball or something. When our defense
they kept more of a Manny style than I said, they didn't really do a Tom Allen style. They did more of a Manny Diaz style. I think the defensive tackles played well for sure. Zane Durant was all over the place. Devon J. Thomas, he changed his name. He looked really good. And also, Andy Kotelnicki, he knows how to attack a Big 12 defense. He came from the Big 12. So, I mean, that was probably just like his B work. He was just like, I'll just draw up some stuff because I know we're going to win. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he got too crazy with it.
So, who's your player of the game? You have one?
It's hard, man. I mean, I'd say I'll give 3 players. So I think the offense actually wins players of the game. So Harrison Wallace might be it for me. Because he was getting open. And Drew was putting it on money eventually. I'd say Drew or Trey Wallace, to be honest with you, because dude, that stiff arm that Drew did, That's not something I saw coming. I think that was just icing on top. He was like, I really am that guy. Like, and he pushed. It was a defensive tackle. Like, he pushed him right off him. You saw that? The stiff arm?
Yeah.
That was Joel Klatt was calling him sneaky talented or something. Yeah.
Well, Gus Johnson was comparing him to Tom Brady.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. And here's the thing: we're gonna see Gus, and I said today, I was like, darn it, we got Gus Johnson again, and because I like Joel Klatt, he's like very unbiased, I think. And then like on that potential fumble by Bo, he said I think he was down. Like he really knows his stuff. I like that crew.
Yeah.
But against Ohio State, we're probably gonna have Big Noon again, and you're gonna see how biased he is for Ohio State.
Yeah. Joel likes this. I like Joel. Yeah. He likes Penn State.
Yeah, he does. He does. But
he likes this.
But then Gus Johnson, he's like he loves Ohio State. Loves them.
When Joel asked about what do you think the most impressive thing Penn State did today, it took Gus like a whole minute to like answer.
Yeah,
it was like competitive or
their jerseys. Yeah, I mean I don't know if he doesn't like Penn State, but you can tell he's very biased against them.
Yeah,
Matt might be hopping on.
Urban Meyer picked West Virginia to win. Sorry, Urban, but not a good pick, bud. And then who else was it who picked? It was 2 for West Virginia, 2 for Penn. So Brady Quinn picked Penn State, and Mark Ingram picked Penn State. So it was.
I don't know who Game Day had.
No, I didn't watch Game Day, but like on the Big Noon kickoff.
Yeah.
Brady, Urban Meyer, and one other guy, I forget who it was. They picked West Virginia to win. And I was like, all right, well, that's better because if for some reason Penn State were to have lost that game, which obviously was never happening, if everybody would have picked Penn State to win, it would have became a meme. You know how they do that. So
yeah,
we will not become a meme. And if we do, it's going to be Drew Aller. You just lost to Drew Aller type stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Drew as the player of the game. I mean, he played a really scrappy game. He ran the ball. He threw it well. I mean, he was on point. He made like that 4th down conversion to Tyler Warren. That was a phenomenal throw.
Absolutely.
The touchdown down the side. A couple throws to the right side. I mean, he was on point. He was very accurate. He was hitting them in the numbers. I mean, that touchdown in the end zone, man, like that was the only place he could have thrown that ball, and it was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he threw it.
That was a good throw, yeah.
Yeah, threw it right over to the defender. And it's kind of funny because we kind of have less weapons than we did last year, and they looked way better. I mean, Trey Wallace was on fire. I don't know. I don't even remember seeing Julian Fleming. Did you?
He was in on more run plays because he's a really good run blocker. Like I knew that was going to happen. Just because he wasn't targeted in the past doesn't mean he wasn't open. It just means he was doing his reads. If somebody else is open, he's passing it to him. So I'm not too worried about that. But I didn't see Liam Clifford though. I'm sure he played. I didn't. I'm sure there's a snap count somewhere we can look into. I'll have to see what's up. But also it's hard to see when you're just watching a game. It's kind of hard to see who's all playing sometimes.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing him, to be honest.
Clifford, I'm sure he was there, but Amari Evans was definitely on the field.
Yeah, that part was kind of weird because those are 2 guys that if we didn't see them play much today on the road against West Virginia, and here's the thing, we don't know for sure 100%, but because they would never say it, but I feel like they kind of knew like we're going to come in here, we're going to dominate this team, and they just didn't really show all that much,
Mm-hmm.
They didn't show too much.
That's what I was saying about Korolnik. He knows Big 12 defenses. He's played West Virginia before, so he knows how to dial it up on just here's some plays. We got this. Like you could tell he was chilling. He was up top, just hanging out. Like just like another day. But it was strictly business. But you know what I'm saying? Like it didn't take much effort for him. I don't think at all. Like you were saying.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised to see him. Down up in the booth rather than down on the sideline. I was kind of surprised to see that. I mean, it worked. He has that aerial view, which is good, and that's where Yursich was too.
Yeah.
Yeah, overall, I'd have to give it to Drew because,
Yeah.
I mean, he just had a great game, and he had a really good performance.
Yep.
The offensive line didn't perform as well as I would have liked him to. He was how many
run blocking wise, the pass blocking, they look pretty good overall. And two of Drew's incompletions were throwaways. You know what I'm saying? So really, he still ended up with like a 64%, which is decent, but that's with throwaways involved. So
it says Bo Prabula was 1 for 1.
Yeah, he threw a pick to Tyler Warren. Or he threw a touchdown, to Tyler Warren.
And then Drew was 11 for 17. So yeah, overall, man, it was just a really good performance. And I mean, the hitting was hard. We were smacking them in the mouth. I mean, they were hitting us hard too, but the fact that West Virginia thought that they had a shot against us, I mean, like, I just want to ask West Virginia fans, like, are you embarrassed? Pat McAfee, like, you're on national television every week. Like, are you embarrassed at all? Your alumni played absolutely horrendously against us. I mean, they had like Tavon Austin there. They had that one NBA player. I don't remember his name. I don't know. I never heard of him. He was there. Pat White was there.
Yep.
I mean, those were the glory days of West Virginia football. But I don't know, man. Like Garrett Green, they just shut him down. I mean, they looked decent at the beginning. There was literally like 3 fumbles back to back.
That was. I don't know what happened with the Penn State one. That was Nick Dawkins snapped it early. I don't know. That was a weird one. And then the West Virginia one, the guy in motion came across Garrett Green, and I think it nipped the guy in motion, like the receiver, running back, whoever it was. And that's what happened there. And Abdul Carter ran right up to him. Instead of just letting him fall on it, he destroyed him, so he couldn't fall on it. And then Jalen Reed jumped on it. So
yeah,
really good.
Yeah, well, like you just said, like with that bad snap on that and their center. I mean, he had a horrible start, but like Abdul. A couple times, like he could have knocked Garrett Green's head off.
Yeah.
And there was a couple times too where he was running, and I thought, man, like just lay him out. Seriously, they could have popped him so good. Zakee Wheatley hit him, but he was a sitting duck there a couple times. And our defense is absolutely just on point. They've been lifting. Kobe King, I mean, he looks totally different. He's huge.
He's gigantic.
Same with Rojas. Rojas really put on some weight. I mean, holy crap, dude. But Kobe King, he looks like a bodybuilder.
Yeah, Kobe King is like your if you could make a dude in a lab for a middle linebacker, that would be Kobe King. The dude's outrageous. And somebody had the nerve the other day. They were posting about some linebacker that transferred from Maryland to Michigan. I forget his name already, but he's a pretty good linebacker, you know. And then I mentioned Kobe. I was like, Kobe King clears, you know what I mean? Like Kobe King, he's one of the best linebackers. And somebody had the nerve to say who. I'm like, you obviously don't watch college football if you just said who. You know what I'm saying? Like, so casuals, you know.
There was people on Twitter. Talking about, someone said, okay, this is what someone said. They said, I'm tired of us being Penn State Super Bowl every year. Like, dude, what are you talking about? Your Super Bowl? Like, how was West Virginia our Super Bowl every year? We've only played them twice in the past
40 years.
and
demolished them twice.
Smoked them both times.
What was my score prediction? It was like 38 to 15 or 14. I was pretty close.
Yeah, I don't remember, but yeah, you were right on. And when you said about taking over like midway through the third quarter, like I knew what you were saying. You know, Matt was like, I think it'll happen earlier than that, but like I knew what you were saying, and that kind of, that kind of happened. Like, we didn't really truly take over till the third quarter, but we had a pretty convincing lead there at halftime.
The second quarter, we went on a run. We scored 20 points in the second quarter alone. That's actually, did you see that stat line? That was the first time a QB threw for 3 touchdowns in one quarter since Trace McSorley 2016 against Michigan State. And that was in the third quarter.
Wow.
That's a pretty cool stat.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't get on Twitter a lot, but I was on there, looking for weather updates and like when it was going to come back on, because I missed like half the third quarter because I didn't even know they were back on. Someone tweeted, they said, "I'm not watching Fox Sports again until November 3rd because there was too many Trump commercials." And I just thought, why November? Like, what's November 3rd? First of all, what is that date? And there's probably those commercials on every channel, so I really don't know what like, all right, yeah, sure, don't watch it again. That's have fun.
That's on you. Miss football. Sounds like a fun idea. Miss football.
But yeah, I thought that was funny. But yeah, overall, just like I said, I wanted to see more points, but dominating performance. I mean, like you said, dude, you said if we only score 38-35 and it looks good, then it doesn't matter. And that's what happened. So
exactly. Yep.
Yeah. So I guess we'll get the best from you from now on, Brett.
It's funny because like if I could do this and like make a good prediction, but then if I actually make the bet physically myself, I will lose. It's just like it's because I'm half Irish, If I was 100% Irish, I might have good luck, but
yeah, being
half Irish, I get screwed. So I don't know.
You have to have a 4-leaf clover overlay on the show.
Yeah,
but yeah, man. Is there anything else you want to say? I mean, we'll be back on Thursday for Bowling Green pregame. But is there anything else you wanna throw in?
No, I think we covered it pretty well. Made a lot of good points on what we liked about the game and some things that we need to clean up. Like I said, the biggest thing we need to clean up is a little bit of run blocking and offside penalties. You cannot. There were like 4 or 5 of them, dude. Like you can't have that many of them. That's insane. So
well, even on that last play, where they scored. West Virginia, I think Abdul was offsides. And then
probably he was offside like half the game.
And here's another thing too, dude. That one first down they gave them was
it's
so bad. Like it wasn't even close.
Well, that's why when they said Amari Evans pushed off,
yeah,
like you take it with a grain. It's like, all right, well, you screwed Penn State over on that call. Let Amari with the catch, and that's because Drew just threw it too late, but still a good throw. Just a little bit too late.
Well, I think that's, and we were talking about, but I think that's such a dumb penalty because.
Yeah, like what are you gonna do? Like what, yeah, you just stand there.
Are you
with your hands in your
like elbow him, punch him in the stomach? I mean, like kick him in the leg so he falls. I don't know.
Are you supposed to do a Jalen Kimber and you hear it on national television?
Yeah, you're supposed to just like jump up and fight for it. I mean,
yeah,
you're trying to push him away so you have a better shot. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what exactly is the move there. And on top of that, like, go ahead.
No, I agree. Like, what else are you supposed to do? You can't just stand there and like hope it falls in your hands. So I don't know.
I mean, honestly, like that's like a legitimate question coming from me. Is like, what are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to like? I don't know, man. I just, but like you said, they didn't call it, and I think there was some reasons for that. As to why they did not call that push off, because like it was like Alabama in 2011 on that fake punt. That wasn't even close to a first down. And they gave it to him. I mean,
no.
And here's the thing: they reviewed it, and they still came back as first down.
Joe Klatt was like, "I don't agree with that call."
That wasn't even close.
No. And Gus stayed quiet because he doesn't like Penn State. So he was just like, I'm going to sit this one out.
He said, Gus, what's one thing that stood out to you about Penn State today? Joe Paterno isn't the head coach anymore. That'd be like back when John O'Neill would call games, dude. Holy crap. That was horrible. Some of the stuff that he did. I mean, he tons of calls went against Penn State when he was reffing for us, you know. So, But if you guys don't have anything else, we're gonna hop off. But Penn State wins convincingly.
Want to know?
4-12. Yep, want to know. Drew Aller has 3 touchdowns, 216 yards. Trey Wallace had 2 touchdowns. Good old Tyler Warren, he had a touchdown. Katron had a receiving touchdown.
Harrison Wallace has had more touchdowns in one game today than he had all last year because he was hurt. Maybe I think he only had 2 touchdowns total in his career so far. So good sign to see. Gets you hype.
Yeah. Did he catch the opener last year too against West Virginia?
He led the receivers in catches against West Virginia. That was before he got hurt. He had 7 catches for 76 yards. But even today, he had 2 less catches and he had how many more yards and 2 touchdowns. So, yeah, an even better game today, really, than last year.
Yeah, I think it was
7 catches, 74 yards, something like that. He didn't have a touchdown, though, last year. It was, I think Tyler Warren. Well, the first touchdown was Keandre Lambert-Smith. And then Tyler Warren, maybe, or Theo Johnson, and some running touchdowns. We only
had 2 receivers with receptions today. That's it.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying, which is fine because that's all we needed, but we need to see that progress as time goes on. And like I said, just because they weren't targeted doesn't mean they weren't open. It just means the other guy was open, so they passed it. So we'll have to see.
All right, everyone. Well, we will see you again Thursday again for Bowling Green pregame, and then we'll probably be back on here Saturday for postgame. So put your comments below, and we'll see you then. Have a good rest of your weekend, and stay safe. See you, Brett.
Yep. See you. Thanks for having me on. See you guys.